All right, thank you guys so much. My name is Stuart Andrew Hill. I go by the nickname Stu Hill. And I have a question and a story for your consideration. Do nicknamers always go nameless? From the age of 14 to 18, I actually went by the nickname of Stu Dog. Two of my brother's friends, he's here tonight, Billy McIntosh and Eddie Noah, nicknamed me Snoop Dogg, just like Snoop Dogg, except with Stu, which makes perfect amount of sense for me, being a lanky white kid. Now, the funny thing is, my brother still calls me Stu Dog to this day, but we don't ever give Billy or Eddie credit for that. And in my current job where I work at, ideas equal currency, and I have a hard time believing that Billy and Eddie shouldn't get more credit for that idea. So why am I thinking about all this? Because Ally Sports, who puts on the Do Action Tour, was trying to nickname Icelandic snowboarder Halldór Helgason, who was a rookie this year, and I wanted to participate. I thought, I think I can come up with a nickname for this kid. But before I do that, I'm going to look back at all the great nicknames in sports. Shoeless Joe Jackson, one of the greatest nicknames of all time. Shoeless Joe was actually taking a swing. Well, first of all, his feet were hurting him. Took off his shoes, walked up to bat, knocked out a home run. While running to first base, one of the opposing team members yelled at him, "You shoeless son of a bitch," which was shortened down to Shoeless Joe. Magic Johnson, one of the greatest nicknames in sports. His freshman year in high school went for 36, 16, and 16, causing a local sports writer to call him Magic, which stuck with him ever since. Another great nickname, the Fridge, William Refrigerator Perry. 1985 Chicago Bears, his teammates actually nicknamed him the Fridge, not because he was as big as a refrigerator, which he is, but because he could eat the contents of a refrigerator, which I thought was great. Local boy Daryl Moose Johnson. He was actually nicknamed by Babe Laufenberg, which is kind of a disappointment for me. But Babe was a backup quarterback and saw Daryl and said he looked like a moose behind all those small running backs. Gilbert Arenas, a personal favorite of mine, even though he might be going to jail. Gilbert was nicknamed by WizNuts.com, which is a Washington Wizards fan forum, and they actually came with that name. A local sports writer picked it up, and they asked Gilbert if he liked it, which he did, and it stuck with him ever since. So what did I learn? 5 great nicknames. What did I pick up? Is that you don't really have to be that close to nickname. You don't have to be near somebody. In fact, that distance, the farther you are from somebody, you can probably gather something that would be some sort of great insight. Which leads me to my boy Halldór. Here, I love him. I know that he likes Red Stripe from this picture, even though he's 16. And he also has a computer that says, "I love ass," the sticker on his computer. I love this kid, and I'm going to try to come up with a nickname, but here's my train of thought. What's his nickname? What's his nickname? Halldór Helgason. He's from Iceland. Is that like Greenland? I don't know. Are there Vikings there? Maybe. Alliteration, something with H, double cork, helix-ish, geometry. I got it. It's the hexagon. That's going to be his nickname. I don't know exactly why. Maybe it's because it's the X Games. Maybe it's just because it was the letter H. It's something simple, but I looked it up on Wikipedia, and the sum of all angles of a hexagon is actually 720 degrees. I have no idea what that means, but I thought it sounded really cool. But hey, I wasn't the only one. HC Squared and Corky were 2 other names that were out there. And they put it up to a twit poll, and actually I emailed 8 of my friends. 7 of them voted for the hexagon, 1 of them voted for Corky. And 9 votes total, and I'm the winner. I have nicknamed a no-name Icelandic snowboarder in the Do Action Tour. This was so big for me. It was huge. I've really done something in life. But the cool thing was that Ally Sports actually they embraced it. And they started using it in their Twitter stream, and they started calling the hexagon, even the hexagon, aka Halldór. But then it happened. Ally Sports, which is the Do Tour, is completely separate of ESPN, which has the X Games. And in the X Games, Halldór blew up. He actually scored a perfect score in Big Air, which is just practically unheard of. He was just killing it. So I had kind of this idea, big stage, ESPN. ESPN doesn't know about the hexagon because Ally Sports does. So I sent a message to my friend at Ally Sports, my new friend, and I said, I was like, hey, how do we get this on the big stage on ESPN? I sent a note to Sal Masekela, who is actually an ESPN anchor, and I was like, hey, by the way, this kid's name is the hexagon. And lo and behold, the most watched X Games ever. Actually, 43 million people viewed the X Games this year. On the last day, summarizing it all, Sal Masekela used it not only once, twice, but 3 times in summarizing Halldór's events. So it was awesome. I was so excited. But the question still remains, do nicknamers always go nameless? And the fact of the matter is true. Yeah, I will never go down as being responsible for this. But if you remember from the promotion, I was promised a T-shirt, which I did receive. Thank you guys so much.